when the Supreme Court made this extreme decision to take away a constitutional right. It was an unconstitutional action by them, a right that was around for almost 50 years.
How would that not violate Hyde if it's using taxpayer dollars to pay
this
for?
This does not, will not violate the Hyde Amendment. It is law, and we follow the law here. I have to go. It's 2 o'clock. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow.
And make the president feel that the members of his party should push stronger in Congress to repeal the Hyde Amendment.
Oh, I mean, the Hyde Amendment is law, and we're gonna follow that law. So not going to get into more than that.
How will you be able to pay, to help women pay to cross a state line to get somewhere else where they need to go, given the restrictions of the Hyde Amendment?
So that is something that HHS will come up with the details on that.
But you're about to sign an EO. Have they not figured that out?
Well, we're going to leave it to HHS to come up with the details on the specifics on how they're going to work with states if a state asks for a waiver and what that's going to look like. So this is going to be in their purview. They're going to come up with the specifics, again, with the details on how this is going to work.
Will this help them get one? Are we talking about days? Are we talking about weeks? Are we talking about 6 months?
So that's a great question. We don't have the details to share today, but HHS will soon have more on.
I think that's an idea that you all have been obviously talking about since the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade. I guess why is this executive order coming out now and directing HHS to consider more actions? Presumably they would have been thinking about this already, right?
Well, as you know, the last executive order that we signed, the president signed, was to create a task force. And that task force, one of the reasons it was created is so that it could be streamline our efforts here and our efforts across the agencies to come up with ideas of how to move forward and how to move the best way to really deal with this crisis that's in front of us. But look, there has been an urgency from this president from day one when the Supreme Court made this extreme decision to take away a constitutional right. It was an unconstitutional action by them, a right that was around for almost 50 years.
On this new executive order, the president had previously said that he wanted the Justice Department and HHS to explore ways that they could protect interstate travel. How is this different or at all new from what he said?
I think laying out how to do that by offering this Medicaid waiver is a big deal. I mean, this is a big deal.
Do they access, as you outlined, some of the things, transportation, those health services in other states? How is that going to work?
All good questions. HHS will be clearly leading this effort, and we'll have more details to share. This answers this question, having the waivers, and it will cover care that is otherwise part of Medicaid's comprehensive benefit program, which include travel under Medicaid's non-emergency medical transportation benefit. They will have more of the details, but that's kind of the laydown that I can give you at this time.
And this EO seems to be directing Health and Human Services Department to consider a number of actions. So where is the urgency right now for women who need help, and when will the help actually kick in? What is the timeline?
So when the president normally does an executive order, it's always to consider.
Pro-life Americans don't want their tax dollars paying. The Catholic Church teaches life must be protected, but this executive order would have Medicaid pay for travel expenses. My question, respectfully please, why does the president want to force pro-life Americans, including Catholics, of which he is one, to subsidize?
So federal law makes clear doctors must provide. This is what it is. This is what we're trying to do. This is what the president has promised that he would do. But under that same federal law, there are exceptions for moral, to your point, Owen, or religious objections to provide particular medical services. So nothing in today's EO impacts those exceptions. So there are exceptions there.
Then a quick follow-up. Catholic bishops say the administration is trying to force doctors and nurses to perform procedures that go against their religious beliefs. Does the president believe in conscience rights and religious freedom for healthcare professionals?
So I thought that's what you were asking me in your first question. It's basically the same as I just laid out, which is like federal law makes clear, right, that doctors must provide, and nothing in the EO impacts those exceptions, so there are exceptions there. And I thought that was the first question that you were asking.
Okay, so let me just clear it up just once,
Yeah.
one final time
Yeah.
here then. So on the going back to the first question, on the Medicaid, on the proposal to have Medicaid fund travel expenses,